Good evening, I'm Bo Williams, and welcome to The 7. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories that are happening right now. And topping the list, your state lawmakers putting the wraps on this year's session of the Tennessee General Assembly. As a matter of fact, Governor Bill Lee holding a news conference in just the last half hour. And while Lee's signature piece of legislation did not pass, school vouchers, he sounded positive about the session.
Made sure that we stewarded the taxpayers' dollars. We invested in the rainy day fund going forward. We invested in things that were important to the people of the state, and we did the work of the people together, working together, and I'm very proud of the work that was done and what was accomplished in this session of the General Assembly.
As we continue on with our 7, we should tell you we'll hear more from the governor coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. As we continue on with the 7, a big break in an investigation coming to light really in the last 45 minutes. We're now getting a look at a woman accused in the murder of her own mother. As a matter of fact, her mugshot obtained by WATE 6 on your side in the last 20 minutes. You see it here. According to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Hefner is 50 years old and lives in Athens. Investigators say her mother, Bertha Lodwagen, was found at a home on Circle Drive in Rockwood. Now, you may remember this story. We reported Monday a woman's body had turned up at that spot, but we did not have much information until now. According to the TBI, Roane County deputies made the discovery that led to an autopsy, which the Bureau says showed the manner of death was homicide. TBI agents joined the sheriff's office and the district attorney's office in this investigation, singling out Hefner as the person responsible. Hefner was arrested today, charged with first-degree murder. We're told tonight she's in custody. Bond has not yet been set. Of course, we'll be following this case closely for you. Well, a step closer now to a raise for Knox County schools. We'll be talking more about that here in just a moment. But first, let's see. We've got the latest part of the court process that we want to talk about, as a man has now been indicted by a Knox County grand jury in connection with the death of a UT student hit while walking near campus. Shannon Walker, you see right here, is the suspect in Ben Kredich's death, and he is facing charges including vehicular homicide, reckless endangerment, DUI, and several drug counts. You know, we showed you a preliminary hearing for Walker back in September when he was granted bond. Investigators think Walker was under the influence of heroin when the crash happened. About an hour before this fatal crash, Walker was treated by AMR after he was found unresponsive in his vehicle. Now, AMR administered Narcan. Walker was transported to the hospital. Police say he refused further treatment and was released just a short time later. Now, while that case has played out, we've also followed an effort by parents of the young man killed, Ben Kredich, to push forward a bill named for their son. Tonight, that measure is headed to Governor Lee's desk. The bill aims to address opioid-related DUIs by establishing evidence that a suspect has taken an intoxicant within 24 hours of the incident and allowed first responders who administer aid, such as Narcan, to the suspect to warn them of the dangers of driving afterward. Kredich was the son of UT Swim and Dive director Matt Kredich, who says seeing policy change in his son's name is what keeps the family going.
Still just heart-wrenching and devastating on a daily basis to know that he's gone. But to have a piece of legislation come out of this that could potentially save lives is also really gratifying.
Raise for Knox County schools that we mentioned just a few moments ago. We've told you the general purpose budget is $683.7 million, including $41 million in salary increases and benefits for all Knox County school employees. The investment was recommended by a third-party firm's salary study. The school board also passed the capital improvement plan addressing plans for future growth, along with the school nutrition fund budget. We'll break down each budget proposal for you coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. Big 7 at 7 rolls on, hearing emotional pleas from the public about proposed changes to CAT bus routes. But tonight, the Knoxville Transportation Authority voted to approve proposed bus route changes and timetables for the CAT Reimagined project. You know, as we've told you, the new plan cuts down on bus routes, running some 15 routes instead of the current 23. These changes, now approved, will take effect in August. Although parts of the plan were already approved last June, several community members spoke out during today's meeting, hoping for local leaders to make amendments or vote against the measure. And that includes Steve Massengill. who has taken Cat Bus Route 90 for 30 years, one of the routes being eliminated. You know, we told you about Massengill yesterday. He has been a substitute teacher for 2 decades at Northwest Middle School. He also has cerebral palsy and relies on the bus along Merchants Drive to get him to work. Now, Steve took his plea to tonight's meeting, saying the proposed change would take away his independence.
Please don't do this to me. And don't do this to the Norwood community. You have the power to take a second look and make changes before it goes into effect in August. Not having Route 90 will make my life so much more difficult than it already is.
Again, the Knoxville Transportation Authority made their final vote approving the proposed routes and timetables for Cat Reimagined. But we should note, because of concerns brought forth at today's meeting, commissioners said they would like to take a look at the routes in question to minimize the negative impacts of the plan. And we'll hear from commissioners about that decision coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. Next Big 7 story for you, a big move by Hamblen County Schools, recently implementing cell phone bans across all of its campuses. Students are not allowed to have them on while on school grounds during regular teaching hours. The reason? To create a safe learning environment for all students. Now, several incidents have occurred within Hamblen County Schools that culminated in this policy. Superintendent Arnie Bunch says this goes for most communication devices, with the exception of medical devices that require cell phone access.
It requires now is when our students come in the school, they must turn their any personal communication device, whether that's a smartwatch or anything that can transmit and receive, or a cell phone or the Google eyeglasses or anything like that, very broad. Anything that can transmit and receive or do those things, they must be turned off and stored away while they're on the school grounds inside the school.
For those students who do not adhere to the new policy, there is a tiered list for disciplinary action. For repeat offenders, they could have to have as many as 45 days of alternative schooling. Wrapping up the Big 7 now with a big dream come true. Nearly 150 people granted U.S. citizenship in the great outdoors as Big South Fork National River and Recreation Area held its annual naturalization ceremony. You know, this year's event saw the most guests it's ever had as friends and family showed up to support their loved ones becoming Americans. Coming from 49 countries, today marks the start of their journey, something many have been waiting to do now for years.
It's been a long journey. My family actually came to the United States in the 90s. We were both born overseas in Kenya. We immigrated in '94 of September, and we've been here ever since. So, like, this is a moment. Both my parents became American citizens last year, and we're the last two of the bunch.
Many of the people who earned their citizenship today said they were excited to finally receive passports, vote, and set examples for their children. Again, congratulations to all of them.